likely.
So let's do the most necessary decisions
I
first.
appreciate your efforts to support the research team,
We
Commander.
are going
I've already put the new
to
recruits to work in the lab.
get 2 interceptors over Europe to deal with the potential medium UFO which can come in the second month, which will come in the second month, and we are going to get 2 in Africa. That's number 1, which leaves us with 393. Now we are, as I said, very intensively are going to go for mechs next. As tempting as officer training school is, and I really like it, and we do have a couple of guys already, so let's think it through. 2 aspects here. We could go for officer training school and the lift and the power generator plus satellites. The advantage of which would be I could put the mechs here. It would delay them a little bit, fair, but it would give us a workshop bonus. And I could still go also for workshop. Let's do the other topics first.
Commander,
we are going to submit orders for 3 satellites immediately.
We should build additional uplinks as soon as possible to allow for new satellite
That's for our next satellite uplink. And now we have the remaining money in order to spend it for other aspects. I'm tempted to go for the OTS because we do have more than 4 really promising recruits. Like we do have 2 really good supports, 2 really good assaults. So I'm going to deviate a little bit from my original build path, and I'm going to go for an officer training school. Although I initially said I wouldn't want to do it. And also we want to go for the lift. Everything's excavated, situation room, don't want to sell these, but thinking about it, let's sell a few just to stock up to 60 credits. Because we will need power anyways, and I don't want to wait afterwards. I would definitely want to go for the mech bay right away afterwards. Okay, so let's hope, gentlemen, that we are a little bit lucky with the panic management this month, because that's the only thing that could really screw us up.
Satellite coverage now available. Satellite coverage now available over Nigeria.
Commander, we're receiving a transmission from the Council. Coming on screen.
Oh, important. That is interesting. That indeed is interesting. Definitely we would want to do it.
Excellent.
And we want to make sure that we are losing exactly 0 guys by doing so. So Portent is one of the missions where Does our sniper already have squad sight? Yes. That's good. That's one of the missions where I would prefer to have 2 heavies, because we are going to go up against thin men, and my experience is that the rockets and the security that the rockets provide to you will add a significant amount to your gameplay. So although I usually wouldn't do this, because this guy has such a crappy, abysmal aim, he still has 2 shots, so overall he's a little bit better than someone with a higher aim, but he still is really bad. But he does have 2 rockets, so that's only now the tactic for Portent. I wouldn't redo that tactic on any other, probably on any other map. But for Portent specifically, we are going to go in with 2 heavies, because this mission is hard by itself. We are going to encounter 16 thin men and 1 sectoid. And guess what? I'm not worried about the 1 sectoid. He is indeed the least of my concerns. But thin men at this moment in the game
There's been
are no
widespread
fun at all.
speculation about this ambush on a French
Okay, so
military
at the beginning the guys are always, so the enemies are always on positioned exactly at the same locations. There is no deviation whatsoever. That's the reason why you see me like super aggressively moving in and doing all of this shenanigans here. I wouldn't recommend doing this on a normal map, because by now you probably would have triggered 2 pods and chances that you die are quite high. But in here that is relatively straightforward, because we know all of the pods on the map and we know all of the spawns. And it's still hard, because you need to execute it very carefully and super properly. So the first spawn that you will have is at this house. There are going to be 2 up here and 2 down here. You don't want to take all 4 of them at once, but you want to kill the ones on the rooftop first. What we are going to do is we move up just as much to not trigger them. Have a backup at hand if it's needed. And we're going to move our guys down here, already into position where we would want to have them after we finish the rooftop. Good. So now that everything's in place, let's just overwatch, chill out a little bit. There's no time limit on this map and no need to unnecessarily speed up. What you want to do is you want to do this map with 0 casualties and with without anyone going into the med bay. So that's now the cheesy way of doing it. I don't want to deal with the 2 guys, because whenever they are engaged, they run into strange directions. And that's a perfect showcase why I just said we are going to take 2 heavies, because it is advisable at this map. Now what's not advisable is to take the auto pathing. Instead, we definitely going here would have already triggered another pack. Instead, what we are going to do is we are going to finish this turn. Feel sorrow about the fact that our heavy obviously, for whatever reason, missed a 90% rocket shot. Then we are going to drop down with the heavy and we are going to exchange positions. Same story is now going to be reiterated just with the other heavy.
Affirmative. Covering now. Overwatch. Aye, aye.
By the way, interesting to see that the thin men which are behind there just realized, oh damn, there is a full-fledged rocket flying next to us. Let's just keep our position, I guess. It was nothing. Just a normal everyday routine. Chilling, doing nothing, and seeing a couple of rockets flying next to us. Alright, second try, 90%. Come on game, don't let me down. Here we go. Say hello to my new friends. That is the first encounter which we successfully managed. So, 2 down, only 14 more to go. Let's execute this by the numbers. This here is a stupid vision area where you don't want to trigger them already. So we are going to move close, but we are definitely not going to trigger them as of now, because we want to get all the way to the ramp. What we want to do is we are going to trigger them from down below, so they feel like they are going to be engaged. What usually happens if if we trigger them from below, that would spread them to here and here. If we trigger them from above, I think both of them are going to take cover on the right hand side. Not sure though. Both strategies are valid. We're going to use our assault nevertheless, because he's at the end of the day the one who should use grenades. Ah no, if I'm going to trigger them from up here, they are going to take a high ground position. Let's trigger them from down here. Trying to remember how exactly the spawn worked. Yeah, that was the right one. That was the right one. Okay, so they are in full cover, as you can see right now, which of course we don't like at all. And we want to get them out of full cover. And in optimal cases, we also want to deal a little bit more damage to them. So let's see what we can do naturally by engaging them. Let's see, first of all, see what our aiming would look like if we would just shoot at them. So 70% is, I guess, not too bad, but not good either. I'm looking at our grenades. We still have 1 grenade, 2 grenades, 3 grenades, 4 grenades. So that's plenty, and we do have 1 more rocket. I'm not worried of using them. I am worried of missing shots and afterwards feeling totally stupid for, again, screwing it up. So 3 damage for him, taking him out of full cover, destroying his cover, and just realizing that I gave him full cover. Good job, mate. But we can fix this. Now that's a 91% shot. That's as good as it gets, I suppose. There we go. Now next up, we are of course going to flank him. But we are going to do it on the smart way and not the I'm running through the fucking poison because I feel like a superhero and want to receive as much damage as possible way. Alright, so that would already be considered as a flank for 88%. I don't want to take any chances because if I miss and then miss again, I would be in trouble. So what I am going to do, because we're not on time limit, is I'm going to move as close to him as needed. And there is a chance of now 60% killing him. Kill confirmed. So that saved us the explosive. I would have had a frag grenade in order to save the day if that wouldn't have worked. Alternatively, just stand up here and shoot down. But anyways, good. So that's 4 down and 12 more to go, plus 1 sectoid, which we shouldn't forget about. I'm just going to chain Overwatch now because I want to get rid of the poison. There's no need to not do it. Like, literally, there's no disadvantage. And now we are going to execute the next part, hopefully also properly.
Yes, sir.
Going to move to the next rooftop. We want to take someone with bullet swarm. Next up, since our sniper already has the wonderful ability of squad sight, what I am going to do is I am going to put him here. Now you want to do it maybe a little bit different in case you are not having squad sight at this moment in time. That there is a certain chance for it. And we are going to move also with this guy because he's going to trigger later. He also has the explosive, which is okay. Let's move up here.
Yes, Commander. I feel, Commander.
Let's just, for the sake of doing it, reload once.
Those bodies don't look like they've been hit by alien weapons.
Yes, this is the first encounter of the wonderful Exalts. And you can already see what Exalts can do best. They can hit the floor pretty damn nice and die like flies. So that's what they did, kind of their core competence, so to speak. Okay, so step number 1, we want to go here. But I am not in a big hurry, so let's take it slow. Again, I don't want to trigger anything. The next two pairs of aliens, I can already show you these in a second. The next 2 locations where the aliens are going to be are behind this truck and on the other side. So you don't want to go on the right hand side of the rooftop, you want to stay on this side. We take this position, and you will see in a second why we took this position. It's the single most useful position on this roof. That position here is fine as well. I guess that's a good aiming angle, and it's just Overwatch. Now, what we are going to do next is we are going to trigger them by moving here, which means they afterwards will dash up here and take cover.
I'm on the move. X-rays spotted.
That's where they are. And not very surprisingly, they follow their standard approach of taking cover.
They're flanking my position.
So that's the reason why we have this nice gentleman here, who is happy to move
I'm
up.
on the move.
A. B. Ignore the fact that they are trying to flank her position, but instead get rid of all of their cover.
Throwing grenade.
Good. So now our squad sniper has an... I should have put her more on the street. Let's no, let's do this. I still have explosives on top of the roof. Right, that's one down. He has a grenade. He has no grenade. That's the reason for him of taking the first shot. And the position that I was mentioning earlier is a position where he can see both here. And due to his bullet vulnerability, we can even shoot twice. Which in many cases, like this one, is advised, because you are just having shitty odds of killing them. So that's the maximum number of shots that you can take, and that's kind of the lamest way to do them as well. So 6 down, 10 more to go, plus 1 sectoid, which we shouldn't forget about. Let's get on top of the roof, but let's not do anything fancy. Yes, please.
We have a new objective.
Let's not do anything fancy as of now. The last pack of them is behind here, and what they love to do is they are very interested to go behind this car. So this time around I do have a squad side sniper, and I hope that I'm going to give them a miserable time. Let's reload. We theoretically still have 1 rocket here, which could explode the trucks, but I would prefer not to use it. You can shoot it pretty much through this alley here. Let's try to get our guys into position without triggering just too much right now. I want to be super far away. This here, I don't know if this triggers, so I'm just keeping her back. I'm usually not having a squad side sniper with me. Let's use the next round to see if the squad side sniper triggers them. If this is the case, I can still think about how to deal with it with the 3 guys here.
Commander, looks like there's still someone alive over there. If we can bring them in for questioning, maybe we can figure out what happened.
Alright, we already know that. So this here in front already triggers. This here should be okay, but I'm not 100% sure. And in case you're not 100% sure, the best idea is not to do it.
Aye, aye, Commander.
So that is, I think, nearly as far as we can go without triggering anything. Just want to be close to the edge so I could react. Now we are going to move the sniper in front. It looks a little bit artificial to do all of these steps, but the 2 here have really a shitty pattern of movement. Okay, perfect. Lovely. So the sniper's in position, and now it is time to trigger them.
We should try to reach that survivor if we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Let's put this guy here, so she's in full cover. That might already trigger. No, it doesn't. Perfect. That allows me to fire it twice next round with Bullet Swarm. Let's move this guy here and see if it triggers. It does. Alright. Shouldn't have moved him because he was the one with the rocket, but anyways, we still have grenade in case things go sour. And things certainly go sour, because the sniper, this is like the only position where they theoretically could have moved in order to not be in line of sight. Normally they move here. I don't know why exactly they smelled that the sniper is there, but we could throw a grenade. And he could potentially also throw a grenade. So let's think that through for a second.
I'm on it, Commander.
So this here is 6 damage, and let's look for the sniper. Wow, that's a nice shot. So I think I'm not going to move her, because that's such a nice shot. But let's start with the secure stuff anyways. He has 2 shots on him. Going to take these anyways. That's the first shot. And now that's the second shot. Alright. But this guy could be killed by 1 grenade already. That's good. He only has 1 potential target, and I'm going to use it. Good. Second kill. Now that's a high % chance.
Negative damage.
I don't even know, like, I'm frustrated at the moment. Maybe that's the right word. Oh, so bad. Standing up here is definitely going to get us killed. This guy here has a good flank on him. The grenade would deal 3 damage but wouldn't kill him. And it also wouldn't necessarily motivate him to retreat either. And I'm in a half cover position. Now he has 6 hit points, this guy also has 6 hit points. The chance of critting any of the 2 is likewise high. I could go down here and overwatch. If I would overwatch, then that would have the same chances of hitting as in half cover, but maybe he doesn't move then, but only shoots into full cover, or even uses his spit, which is not too shabby, because what I really want to prevent him is nearly having an auto hit on him. Full cover means he has a 50-50 chance of hitting me, and he isn't really in close proximity.
The speed of death. Will do.
Okay, let's try to make the best out of a shitty situation. Now that's an overwatch. Probably I would have preferred to do anything else over this. Wow. Immensely lucky.
Commander, there's definitely someone still alive over there. They may be our only hope of figuring this out.
Okay, let's start by not moving this guy because he has a rocket, but by moving her because she has only 1 shot anyways. So I'm also willing to take that 1 shot, by the way, just to punish him a little bit. Good job.
Out of
That was close. It might have looked totally okay and no problem at all, but it was definitely close. Definitely. Like,
Good to go.
their chances of hitting are so immensely high.
All over it.
Wow. Okay, so now the explanation for the rest of the map for those who do not know it. I could now immediately stay in Overwatch because nothing would happen. The focus of the map is shifting now a little bit, which means the new trigger for anything that is happening is
Rock and roll.
this guy here. The movement and how far he moves determines the spawns that will happen. Okay? So that might sound crazy, but he will now be our
Copy.
the one who's dictating the speed and the pace of the whole map, our pacemaker. So let's get the guys into position. The first two spawns happen here, number 1, and here on this little truck, number 2. And you already see how I am starting to move all my guys into the right position.
Commander, looks like there's still someone alive over there.
I know that there's someone alive, but please shut the fuck up and let me handle it. Thank you. Okay, so there's this guy literally standing up here. So what we are going to do is we are going to stay here and just Overwatch.
Got my eyes on.
She is going to move up here, taking a position where she could flank both him and the guy that moves up here. And these others are just waiting for the moment in time. Everyone has reloaded, so I guess ending the turn here is okay. Now,
Try to reach that survivor if we're going to get to the bottom of this.
now we are going to get to the bottom of this. Everyone is in their favorite position. It doesn't matter that they are not in cover, because guess what? I'm not going to do a firefight with them. He is going to take him. He's then going to use his run and gun. That's why I want to take it. And he's going to...
know he was one of the aggressors.
Thank you very much. I know that we need to bring him in, and I know that it is super important for you. We're going to go into this full cover, where he has the full option to still shoot. Because if we would have moved him here, he would have half cover against the guy that is just spawning here. So this guy down here is just standing there. We took full Overwatch, and this guy's just going to stand here. Nothing else happens. Number 1 spawns, all 3 of them should shoot at him. Number 2 spawns, this guy should shoot at him. Alright, so this guy here could kill him, but I want to feed my sniper a little bit more kills to promote her. Very good. So this guy has been killed as well. It is time for a very solid and well-deserved reload.
Back online.
Good. So next up, when we are going to move him in this area, I think the line of demarcation is around here. The next one is going to pop down here onto this roof. So we are going to use the proximity here. Our veteran sniper here.
On my way.
And this guy, just for good measure, to have a couple of clear shots. I don't need this guy, so I'm already putting him into the position where I want him next, which is here. Now, let's end the turn. This guy is going to move down here as well. The proximity to this location adds up to 100% hit chance, which is better than standing on the rooftop. So Overwatch, still Overwatch, this guy is going to Overwatch, this guy is going to take a single move. It's not going to trigger this round, I'm pretty sure. Good. I just saw that the sniper hasn't reloaded, so just take one round to reload the sniper. Okay, and now everyone is on Overwatch as before, and this guy is just moving to here, which should trigger the first spawn. Yeah, a little bit short, so this is then going to trigger the first spawn. Really? Fuck you, game. This is going to trigger the first spawn.
Heads up out there. We've got hostiles on the move.
The second spawn, rather. Thank you guys for reacting in time. And thanks, dear Sniper, for not letting us down, but instead doing an awesome job and killing really every single one of them.
Let's do this.
Next up, we are going to visit our sectoid. And we're going to kill also the Thin Man.
Stepping off.
Affirmative.
So let's move everyone here. You will see that I deliberately will leave the heavy behind. I would always leave the heavy if he has bullet swarm, because the heavy with bullet swarm in a fixed position counts as two, basically. Is this, by the way, the guy with the high aim? No, it's the one with the low aim. Alright, that's not going to happen.
Solid copy.
So that was a mistake on my side. We will need to do a little bit of a switcheroo now and take the heavy with a high aim, because the guy with 59% is basically really only having a 40% chance of hitting an Overwatch shot. So you want to take someone who is who's fit to do the job.
Understood. Moving out. On Overwatch.
Overwatch. Aye, aye.
Yeah, is this the guy with the high aim? I said it takes a little bit of concentration to do it really and execute it by the numbers. But given that every single Thin Man can just one-shot each of my guys at the moment, I feel this is just not a map where I want to do a mistake. Alright, so this is the guy with the high aim. Thank God. He's going to have a solid 60+% shot at the beginning and then two 80+% shots to finish him. I like it. Now I think the Thin Man is going to drop down here or here. Not 100% sure, but I am pretty sure about the following fact. I want to kill him. And I don't want to receive any poison damage. So let's think about it. I think he was dropping down here. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere in this area. So if I'm standing here,
On the move.
that should be close enough, but still not poison him. Alright, heads down, Overwatch. The sectoid is going to drop down here. So let's take our final Overwatch position and then advance. This guy is standing here for a simple reason. This is having full flank on all of these tiles, so that's a very advantageous position. And I guess I'm still going to go here because that's one more tile away, which means I do have a lower penalty with my sniper in close combat. Let's see if we trigger.
Strike one. We've got hostile contact.
You can see I only moved 3 tiles and they already triggered. They triggered not only 1, not only 2, but they triggered 3 of them. Whoa.
Damn it.
Good. So let's start with the side where I was worried about a little bit more. So that's a solid 90% shot. Bam! Down you go. Next up. They didn't even kill the sectoid. That's rubbish. In fact, they haven't hit a single reaction shot. So he hasn't been poisoned, that's good. And that's a solid kill on the sectoid as well. Good. You are staying exactly where you are currently. No movement for you. So that was the hardest part of the map. And if you're not prepared for this triple drop, chances that you have to fight one of the thin men are rather high. Let's again wait until the poison wears off, and let's as well reload. So we need to have all of our guys up front here, and there are only single drops now, which should be pretty much okay. I've never fucked up the map at this stage, so I guess we are over the hill. But you should never say never. There's still always the first time and screwing it. There's afterwards going to be one drop here, so I'm going to take positions up here. And here. So we have the maximum amount of potential shots in this direction. I'm also going to take positions here. And just for the sake of completeness, position here. Now that's going to be our camping spot. And let's now start by slowly advancing.
Looks like the aliens are sending in reinforcements, Commander.
Reloaded.
I'm ready.
Okay, just reloading everyone. And let's go on.
Scanning.
Next drop will happen now, I suppose.
Hostiles are inbound, Commander.
Ah, he was dropping down back there. Really? Wow. Wow, 4 misses. Now that's an achievement in itself. Don't want to deal with any bullshit cover whatsoever. Like at the end, I don't know, these guys are starting to miss. That was a nice grenade. It jumped off from the bottom. Good, so taking care about him. He has a rocket in case she is not missing. She's not hitting. Good.
Let's do this.
Back in.
Moving to Overwatch.
I guess that was the last of them, or one more drop. No, that's it. Done deal.
Looks like they're really taking care of business down there, and without so much as a scratch.
Good job. Let's get another rocket. So as much as I like Damn Good Round, we will stick with our pistol for quite some time, specifically when we get laser pistols. Lightning reflexes, finally. One of the best abilities in the whole game. You really managed to get quite some will, but your aim is so abysmal. I feel bad for you. Alright. That's also our first scientist ever that we officially gained.
We will be watching.
Like, our research is going really slow. Anyways,
The new
can't change
engineers
it.
arrived this morning, Commander. We're always glad
So
to
that's
have
okay,
more
we do have
help.
150 to work with. I guess that reduced United Kingdom to 1. That was the council request, not too bad. I don't know. Well, it was a good mission. Let's continue.
Specialist operational.
Okay, that's the excavation for the next workshop slash for the cybergenetic lab. We are missing 20 engineers. And how many engineers are we exactly? 17, which means the next abduction mission, it would be advisable to get engineers. Also, from a timing perspective, if we would want to go for another workshop, we need to do it right now. There's the only potential area would be here, and that's not going to happen because that's where the satellite uplink needs to go. So we need to have engineers in the next abduction mission.
Power generator complete.
Yeah. Cannot excavate here. Power is okay for the next satellite. That's okay. All of this is okay. Let's go on.
Officer training school online.
2 more days for the excavation. Still need some more engineers. But let's look at our officer training school. Now I want to go for squad size 1. But we don't have a captain so far, so squad size 2 is not a thing so far. But at least we have 5 soldiers. That's already an improvement.